Hey, what's happening? Good morning. Happy Tuesday to everybody. It's Daryl here. It's bright and early 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I just had to redo this video. I looked at the timer and I was already up to 15 minutes. Okay, let's just get right into it here. I've been promising you guys this for a while. I want to talk about my adventure on a dating app. Okay, I don't know if I can say the name of the dating app here because of advertising. You know, there's might be other advertisers for other apps. But the initials are P.O.F. Okay, so I was trying to figure out, I think it was about less than a month ago, a little more than 3 weeks. I've gotten a lot of responses. I think I'm up to over 100 likes or hearts or whatever, whatever you call them. You switch that way or switch that way. So I've got the hearts and this, that way. And I've gotten about 12 messages. Okay, I put up there's a profile too, where you could put up a brief description of yourself. And, so the first thing I think is, what are the things I'm most proud of, about myself? My recovery, that is very important to me. I can't date somebody that's a daily drinker, although I have. I won't get into that yet, but I gotta be careful who I date. And, and I'm proud of not of my physical shape, but I'm proud of the fact that I get up at 2:30 a.m. every day and work out for 4 hours every single day for the last 15 years. That consistency, that drive, that's something I'm proud of. That's something that I took from my addiction. Every day, I put so much energy and thought into getting money, to lying and manipulating and stealing. It was more lying and manipulating for me. And I thought of when I got clean, if I put all that energy that I used for those decades, over 2 decades, if I put that towards something constructive, like getting in shape, and that's what I did. And then I took it further to painting and other parts of my life, things I can accomplish. I'll talk more about that in another video. But then I thought about politics. Should I mention politics? Because that's a big part of my life. This YouTube channel, getting monetized on here, you have to meet certain requirements, and they're not easy. They're not. You have to have 1,000 subscribers. You have to have 4,000 hours of your videos being viewed in a 12-month period. So you need, you need quite a bit of views. And this is something I'm very proud of. My last girlfriend, I love her, but this is a reason why we became best friends. For the last year or two, I've been single. For the last 3 years, I've been single. She passed away on August 5th, but we were still best friends. It was kind of, we came to the conclusion we were childhood sweethearts. We wouldn't date anybody else. Hadn't talked for a year at one point, and we started. I thought I'd eventually end up marrying her. I really believe that. But there was a big problem between being a conservative Trump supporter and me, and her whole family was a conservative Trump supporters. But it wasn't really that, but it was her view on a lot of things that I couldn't respect. I'll get more into that in a second. Okay, so I debated about what to put in this profile. And finally, I mentioned the first time I changed the profile, and I have a YouTube channel that's political discussion, liberal leaning, and I left it at that. And then I didn't know if I should mention the YouTube channel right off the bat, because that's about my job and income and stuff like that. And it's a little too personal. So I just put it very basic and to the point. I said, the last word in my profile, the last words were definitely not a Trump supporter. All right, because this is important to me, and I'll get to that more in a second. Okay, so I got about 10 or 12 responses in the last 3 weeks, not actual written responses. 3 of them were from Trump supporters. 2 of them I can't really talk about because they were just vulgar cursing. This one I chose to talk about. Okay, now let me talk about the woman first of all. This is the woman that responded to me was very attractive. I find long hair brunettes. That's, I don't want to get into the whole Oedipus complex thing, but, my mom had long dark hair. They say that men are drawn to women that look like their moms, and girls are drawn to men that look like their fathers or had traits of their fathers. maybe this is true. So she had long dark hair, curvy. I've probably mentioned before. I kind of have a thing for bucks and women. So she caught my eye. Her profile sounded good, although I read it fast, and I'm not sure if she talked about politics at all. I should have been. It might have been my fault. I should have read it a little more carefully. So I'll put this back and forth. I'll put this right in the thumbnail so you guys can see it. When you click on my video, it'll be right there in the thumbnail. It's very brief. I told her how I was attracted to long-haired brunettes, curvy long-haired brunettes, and she responded, "I am a Trump supporter." Then, a couple lines down, she responds, #FJB. This is exactly why I don't want to date Trump supporters. You know, it went from 0 to 60 real quick. You know, I mentioned, I didn't say I wouldn't date Trump supporters, or I didn't say F Donald Trump or anything like that. I am definitely not a Trump supporter. I'm describing myself. Apparently she didn't care for that. So she was like, F your guy, you know. So like I said, this kind of reaffirms my reasoning on why I don't want to date these, you know, these people. I hate to say that. I'm going to talk more about that polarization America. Okay. So I responded, I wrote, yeah, sorry, it's a definite deal breaker. I wish you the best of luck. Take care. And then I blocked her. I didn't, you know, she already started being nasty, and I didn't have time for it. So I blocked her. Okay. And then I noticed her text was at 3:10 in the morning too. And that's, for somebody in recovery, that sticks out to me. Now, I'm not insinuating that everybody that's on the internet at 3:10 in the morning, 3:10 a.m. is drinking or using drugs, but to me, it's a flag. I haven't stayed clean and sober since October 23rd, 2006. I haven't managed to accomplish this by giving people the benefit of the doubt on this. I have to be hard. One thing I learned as soon as I got clean and sober, I used to tell people from high school, people I used to hang around, yeah, you know, I'm clean and sober now. And every single one of them would say, yeah, me too, you know, and they weren't, you know, and I quickly learned that I would be lied to, and I had to be very careful. One of the reasons I've stayed clean and sober is because I cannot even get close to people that use. I turn and go the other direction immediately. Could even be family members. But that's how it has to be that way. So with something like this, at 3:10 in the morning, you know, she could be an insomniac. She could be a second shift worker or third shift and texting on the job or whatever. But I can't take that chance. You know, and I don't want to stereotype or generalize, but at 3:10 in the morning, it was December 29th. That was a Wednesday too. Now, maybe she works second shift. Maybe she works on the weekend or whatever. But, you know, being up look at me. I'm up at 2:30 in the morning, and I don't drink or use drugs too. So, but like I said, I can't take that chance. So when I saw that too, you know, I was like, this chances are, in my head, I'm thinking, you know, she probably read my text a couple days ago. She had a few drinks, a few belts, or something else. She got all brave and angry or whatever in her haze, after a few drinks or whatever, and she decided to show her true colors and text me at 3:10 in the morning. A definite cross off the list on two fronts. One, she's a Trump supporter, and two, she demonstrated a possibility of using or drinking, and I just can't give people the benefit of the doubt on that. Funny thing is, I saw a article, I'll put it down below, I think it was on the Alternate, about polarization in America and how it could destroy American democracy. I see I'm running long on time, so I'm going to have to talk more about that in my next video. But it made me wonder if, you know, I'm part of the problem. I think the whole country is becoming polarized. If you Google polarization in the United States, it's interesting. I'm pretty sure that's what I Googled. It gives you a pretty scary definition about how the United States has become polarized, more so since 2000 especially, and seems to be on the fast track to this too. And it's an interesting article about intolerance and how this polarization could lead to downfall of democracy too, because we're not putting our trust in democracy. We're not listening to other people's ideas like we used to. I'll talk more about that in my next video. You guys, I'm sorry I ran long on time. You guys have a great Tuesday. I'll see you in a couple of hours.